respected author Rajiv Malhotra ji, who I think is not just acclaimed for being a great author, but also for shifting the debate from being a civilization that is not just observed, but to being the observer. Mr. Subramanian Swamy, who I think is a speaker par excellence, and I think if one were to vote for Indian of the Year, unanimously we should start this propaganda right here. Is the single Indian who has done the entire nation proud by exposing the 2G scam single-handedly, without any kind of pressure. It is this gentleman who we just heard. My party colleague and friend Poonam Mahajanji, and of course all the organizers of Friends of BJP, Mr. Jain, RP, Ganesh, Yogesh, Kushal, the entire team. What do we achieve by debates and discussions such as this? I'd like to put forth just a couple of points. First and foremost, as a nation, we've arrived at the conclusion that we're a power to reckon with. We have a population that clearly works to our advantage, and we have the intellectual abilities in this population of ours. What are we lacking? As Mr. Swamy said, is it good to have 1,000 goats or one tiger? I think what the nation is looking for is that one tiger who leads. And that one tiger who leads and shows clear political will. A nation that has almost everything only needs that direction and political will to deliver. Unfortunately, without sounding very politically correct, I think the only option in the country today is somebody like a Narendra Modi who delivers on a plank of development and who takes the nation forward. The other thing that we need to channelize and mobilize is, of course, the youth, which I think is channelized, but to realize that the youth is not the future, it is the present. And maybe from Wellington Institute itself, we'll see the future of this nation. There are a couple of points that I'd like to talk about. One is that we tend to be extremely self-critical and extremely in awe of foreigners. This is the one mentality which I think needs to change. Why is the foreigner always better than us? The foreigner takes yoga, repackages it, sends it back as power yoga, and we as Indians are accepting it. The foreigner talks about the sari and says, wow, it looks so wonderful. You have a Zandra Rhodes, a Sherry Blair, Jemima Khan, a Liz Hurley wearing it, and we go gung-ho. But when we in India are packaging it, it's just not good enough. Why? I think there are lots of questions awaiting the West which need to be addressed. We are not subordinates anymore, and gone are the days of 49-51. It has to be a 50-50 equation. It has to be a nation at par with the rest of the world. And that can only happen when we get rid of this intrinsic complex that the West is superior to us. It is not. We have a civilization, we have so much to offer, and I think it's about packaging and packaging in the correct direction. You know, a lot of times I meet with people who are very pessimistic, and that disturbs me because being a young leader in public life and having chosen to join this big bad world of politics, I think there is no space for negative thinkers. Because negative thinkers are only focusing on the various problems. It is only the positive thinkers that focus on the solutions. And I really hope that this audience starting here today is part of the solution and not part of the problem. We have a lot of people who talk about what is BJP's point of view. I think that the BJP's point of view is not just about tolerance, but it's about respect for diversity, about understanding each other's needs, and the imperative need to collaborate. Shared vision and values leave no scope but unequal partnerships. The mindset needs to change, and that mindset can only change when we have a more open outlook to various options available to us. It needs to be a relationship of equals, and it needs to be a relationship where we're proud of certain situations. When Shri Vajpayee ji talked about the Pokhran nuclear test, there was a lot of opposition from America, but it was our conviction. I think examples such as this need to make us proud and need to make us proud to take on a stand in the world economy today. There are a lot of questions about where we're heading. I'm one of those optimists who truly believes that we're heading in the right direction. We have the power with our youth. We have the power through our intelligence. We have the power of a population. We just don't have political will. And that's the saddest part of it all. In a nation that is so huge, to find one leader who takes us in the correct direction, I think is the solution to all our problems. And I'd like to end with just a quote, which I think is very, very needed in today's day and age, which says that success and excuses do not talk to each other. So if you get excuses, forget about success. And if you want success, forget about excuses and only focus on where we would be heading. Thank you all for having me here.